Hello everybody, this is April from BigSkyAstrology.com. I just wanted to make this quick little video to go along with the blog post that I wrote about house systems. Now this video is not going to go into all the detail that the blog post does about the different house systems. You really want to go and read that to get some background. This is strictly to show you how to go in and calculate your chart using a bunch of different house systems in Astro.com. So the first thing, of course, that you want to do is go to Astro.com, and you're going to see a screen that looks roughly like this one. You might already be logged in if you're a registered user, and then you can just select your birth data. I'm going to use it today as a guest user, so in case anybody here has not used Astro.com before, you can see the whole process. So what you're going to do is go up to Free Horoscopes, go over to Drawings and Calculations, and select Extended Chart Selection. Now, by the time you look at this video, it's possible that the site navigation will have changed. You may have to poke around just a little bit, but you're always going to find something that says Extended Chart Selection somewhere. So because this doesn't recognize me, and this is though I'm a guest user for the first time, I'm going to click here to go to the data entry page, and I'm going to put the current transits for my location. The date today is the 12th of August, 2019, and the hour is 12:33 in beautiful San Diego, CA. So if I were to not change anything, if I were to use the default chart drawing style and the default house system, you would get a chart that looks like this. So this is showing that the current ascendant is 9 degrees and 44 minutes of Scorpio, the midheavens 1436 of Leo, and this is calculated using the Placidus house system, which again is Astro.com's default house system. Which is fine. It's a great house system. Use it. There's no reason you have to change, but I just wanted to give you the opportunity to look at some different ways of drawing the chart. So what I don't like is this chart style. For me, this is really hard to read because there are no degrees or signs on the house cusps. I don't know. For me, it's just a little bit tricky to make sense of. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to change the chart style, and I'm going to change the house system. So just for reference, let's see that we have, say, the second house in this chart is at 8 degrees of Sagittarius and 52 minutes, and that will probably change from house system to house system. And sorry, I'm making a bunch of noise here with a piece of paper, aren't I? Okay, so to go back and make some changes, we're going to click on this back to chart selection. And the first thing I'm going to do is change this chart drawing style from web default style to Anglo, which is for me easier to read. And under options for zodiac and houses, we're going to change the house system. We're going to click on this downward arrow and it will expand to show a veritable plethora of house systems that you can use, some of which I referenced in the article. Placidus, which again is their default, Coke, Equal House is one that a lot of people still use, Whole Signs is very popular now, Porphyry, and so on. I mean, as you can see, you can be at this all day. So I'm going to change for right now to Coke, and we can see if there are any differences there. So this, for my money, is just so much of an easier chart to read. So as I said before, in the default Placidus setting, the second house cusp was 8 degrees and 52 minutes of Sagittarius, and here in Coke it's 7:45. So you're generally not going to see enormous differences between Placidus and Coke, but you will see some. And if a planet's kind of close to a house cusp, it might push from one house to another. So just be aware of that. Now let's go back to chart selection. And let me show you a very different house system, like whole signs. So select whole signs. So you can see right away we're looking at something very different, because on each house cusp, it's 0 degrees and 0 minutes of a sign. So what's happening here is you take the sign that the ascendant falls on, which is Scorpio here, and you put 0 degrees and 0 minutes of that sign on the first house cusp. Normally the ascendant is set as the first house cusp, but not in whole signs. Here it's 0 degrees of the sign in 0 minutes. Then the full 30 degrees of Scorpio are encompassed in the first house. Then the second house begins with 0 degrees of the next sign, which is Sagittarius. And you have all 30 degrees of that sign, and so forth, all around. So it's kind of a nice, simple, elegant system, because you don't have sign interceptions. Each house cusp has the sign that you would expect to see on it. One house per sign, 30 degrees of one sign in one house. It makes identifying and working with house planetary rulers a lot easier. For instance, it's got some good things going for it. It's a fun system to play around with. As you can see, though, it does make for a very different looking chart. So really, that's all I wanted to share with you today, just to show you how to select different house systems so you can go in and maybe print out some of the most popular ones. Print out your chart in Placidus, in Coke, in whole sign, maybe in porphyry, and take a look at what it looks like and make some comparisons. You can do your research from there. I am going to put some links in the bottom of the blog post that will give you some resources for additional reading if you want to get deeper into the mathematics of it and the astronomy of it. For most of you who are pretty casual astrology users, this article and the information I've given there, it's enough to get you going. Feel free to leave any comments or questions in comments, or to email me at april@bigskyastrology.com. Hope this has been helpful, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.